everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a different video. I am going to show you how I make my almond cake. So first of all, I need to do a little bit of tidying up. I need some washing up to do because I just cooked a stew. Then I have to put away the stew, put it in the freezer, and then I will show you how I made my almond cake. And this is kind of like a gluten-free, dairy-free recipe, even like sugar-free. So it's quite a good one. And I never thought it would work, but it kind of works. And I can make it. I usually make it just like plain almond cake, honey almond cake, but sometimes I put some cocoa powder in it. So today I'm going to make a cocoa powder one, so like a chocolate almond cake. I guess I could call it honey chocolate almond cake, I don't know. But it's very easy to do, and I will show you how I do mine. But first of all, let's get everything ready. So the first thing that we need to do is line these tins. So what I like to do is take a little bit of oil. So I'm just using sunflower oil. You can use olive oil or whatever you've got. So just put a little splash. Ooh, that was a bit more than I wanted. And then just a little more in this other one. And then what you want to do is rub it all over, especially on the sides, because that will help the parchment paper, or the whatever you call it, baking paper, to stick onto it. This is the one I'm using, the Reynolds. It's just the one I found. And then so first I'm going to do that, and I'll show you how I do that. Then you need 2 bowls, and I have here a glass one and a bigger plastic one. So in one of them we're going to mix the egg yolks, and the other one the egg whites. And then I'll show you what we do for the rest of it. But first, I always like to prepare my baking trays. Then I know they're all lined and ready for my cake to go in. Let's turn the oven on. So turn the oven on 170 fan, and while that warms up, we're going to get the cake ready. So first, let's line the baking sheets. Laid out of everything we put in the cake. So as you can see, I lined the cake. They're not cases, they're baking trays, cake trays. Anyway, I lined them up. So you probably saw in time lapse, I cut a circle from the parchment paper. Then I put like on the sides as well, because I'm very particular about my cake sticking to the side. So I've got that ready for my cake. Then the other things that I'm going to use is eggs. So it does use quite a bit of eggs. So for a double layer cake like I'm doing here, we need 5 eggs. So I've got plenty of eggs here. Then we need honey. So this is the sweetener. You could also use maple syrup or agave, or even like sugar if you don't like honey, but I like to use honey. Then my flour is almond flour, and this is the one I usually use, just ground almonds. So I'm going to use that. Then I have some cocoa powder, which will make it chocolate sponge. Then the other things, some almond milk. And then we're definitely going to use a hand mixer, because you'll see what I mean. When you mix the eggs with the sugar or with the honey, you need to mix them until they get like white and fluffy, because it makes the cake better. And also the egg whites, we're gonna whisk them with the hand mix, so we're gonna need it for that as well. You also need measuring cups, so I've got here my measuring cups, and I will pop the recipe down below for you if you want like a written recipe. But other than that, let's go ahead and start baking. So as you can see, I separated the eggs, so I've got 5 egg yolks and 5 egg whites here, and I also measured half a cup of honey, and I'm just going to pour this in here now. And sometimes I use the spatula to scrape it. I shall do that in a minute. And then I'm going to start whisking it. So after what seemed to be like a very long time, but probably about 5 minutes of mixing, this is what it looks like. We're going to mix in the dry ingredients. So I've got here 1 cup of almond flour or ground almonds, and another 1/4. We're gonna give that a mix. All around with this spatula. Then we're gonna get 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. About that much. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna give that a mix. If you don't want to do chocolate one with cocoa powder, you could just put 1.5 cups of ground almonds instead, and it will make it like a vanilla sponge. And you can put a bit of vanilla essence in it to make a vanilla sponge instead of chocolate sponge. And then if this mixture is too thick, you could put a bit of almond milk. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of almond milk in it and give it another mix. And then I'm going to whisk the egg whites, stiff peaks, and then we're going to mix it all together. My egg whites look, and this is how my mixture looks after I put 2 tablespoons of almond milk in it. And now we're going to put the egg whites in there, and then we're not going to mix, we're just going to fold like this, so those bubbles in the egg whites won't deflate. This is what is going to make our cake light. So we don't have any baking powder or bicarbonate of soda to make it rise up. So this is the only thing that is going to keep it light and fluffy. So just be gentle with it. Just fold, bring it from underneath. Don't worry if you've got like little egg white lumps. You just gently mix them in. So this is what the mixture looks like. So now we're going to put it in the baking trays. We're going to put it half and half, and then we're going to bake it in the oven for 25 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. My mixture in my baking trays, and now it's going to go in the oven 170 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Do check on it because the reason why it would look a little bit burnt is because we used honey in it, but just 20-25 minutes will do. So yeah, let's put it in the oven then. Like I said, I've done some muffins as well, so it's the same cake recipe, but I didn't put cocoa powder in it, so I made it vanilla, and I made these really nice muffins. And I put some chopped almonds, and they're so nice because they give it a crunch and then they get toasted, and it's really, really yummy. And I cut one in half here so you can see that they're quite fluffy inside. And the way I like to eat them is just put a dollop of jam on them like that. And I just eat them with it. So they're like Victoria sponge. And they're so yummy. My cakes are out of the oven and they look amazing and they smell even better. They're very, very hot. I just wanted to show you what they look like when they come out of the oven. They will deflate a bit, but they will still be very spongy inside, as you can see. They're very spongy. So now I'm going to let them rest in the tins, and then I'm going to take them out on a wire rack and let them completely cool down. And then you could either like eat them sandwich with, you know, like jam or whatever you want to sandwich it, or you could sandwich it with this. And this is a new discovery. It's hazelnut and cocoa spread, gluten, dairy, and palm oil free. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want to see more recipe videos, just let me know and I will film some. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.